Ed Kemper. Ed Kemper was actually a displacement killer. So what he was doing, he was killing in replacement of his mum. So what happened in the end, he actually killed his mother, which meant like the murderous urges just fucking went, and that's when he gave himself up after he killed his mum.
Just to let you know, I'm stream sniping you now as we speak, Hemmy.
We'll see which traitors follow you over to your channel then, Hobbit.
Well, it's. I'll tell them to go.
Anyone I see in Hobbit's chat is marked. It's marked for death.
Well, anybody that's gonna be in my chat, I'm gonna tell them to come over to yours, because this is where all the content is. It's just like, if you want to listen to JDLE whilst watching me driving a lorry, you know where to go.
Based. See you later, dickhead. Oh, what's up?
Let's talk about another thing about that, and another. She fucking hated Unwashed. She fucking hated him.
Everyone hates Unwashed. That's part of his personality.
Everyone hates Unwashed.
Oh, mate, I bet he never had lunch one day at school, did he?
Nah, he's just a hateable guy.
I bet he never got to keep his lunch money one day, did he?
Are you saying he's familiar with the bins and the locker?
Yeah.
I mean, the swirlies used to get at school was the closest thing you had to a bath, mate.
What, like being
is that why he is Unwashed? Do you reckon it's like a reaction to all those swirlies he had as a kid?
Allergic to water after he goes there dunked.
When Unwashed was violently shoved into a locker, that was the closest he ever came to companionship with other students.
Or when he got raped by a packy.
You've got this on the mind today, haven't you, Phil?
The mistake. Rape on the mind. Album that.
Rape.
I'll tell you, my dog this afternoon, fuck me, was he on a down. Right, a new Radiohead album. Fucking, I've never seen a dog that looks so depressed.
Capitalism, Lawrence.
I just thought, thank God he hasn't got little hands, otherwise he'd rope over and kicking the chair away.
Yeah.
Oh, poor little Mike.
Bless him.
What was wrong with him?
I don't know. He just sat there looking sorry for himself. And then 5 minutes later, he was alright again.
Me all last night, sat there looking sorry for myself.
Yeah.
Oh, it breaks my heart when you see a dog with the sad eyes.
Yeah.
Because they've got, they're the most happy animal on the fucking planet as well. Like dog.
Yeah.
I reckon pigs are pretty happy.
I'll say it pretty much every time we have this conversation. But anybody that attacks a fucking dog that will love you unconditionally no matter what you fucking do to it, it's scum. It's scum. Absolute fucking scum.
Mate,
and in other news, did you know that water is wet?
If you attack a dog, I'll jump all over your head.
Yeah.
And in other news, did you know that water is wet?
Yeah. Did you ever see that one about those scumbags that were shouting that the dog wouldn't fucking listen to them? Turns out the dog was fucking deaf and they pitched it off a balcony. But apparently they in their flat, apparently they just fucking lived through hell once it had come out about what they'd done, because they had dog shit shoved through their they were fucking kicked in every day.
There was a guy around here, his dog wouldn't listen to him, and there was a video of it on Facebook, and this dude went viral in Norfolk. He fucking kicked his dog up the arse, like proper booted his dog up the arse, because it wouldn't do as it was told while he was walking it down the road. He got the absolute shit beaten out of him.
Alright, as we're on the subject of animal abuse, whatever happened to those 2 immigrants in Calais which put the cat in the microwave?
I don't know.
They probably now have a house in this which they can fucking...
Well, they already had a house given to them by the French taxpayer.
Let's remind everybody about the doctors and pouring into Europe. That fucking... Do you remember that? Was it on one of the Greek islands? They'd smuggled a dog in and then fucking raped it to death.
Oh.
Yeah.
They fucking raped it. They raped a fucking dog to death.
Oh,
Doctors
not
and
just
engineers
not
raped
just
a
that.
fucking dog to death.
Not just that, but they raped it with an
It
iron
wasn't
bar as
dangerous.
well.
Yeah.
But we got to have more of these people in our country because, you know, COVID.
You know, their addition to our culture is just like it's absolutely essential, isn't it?
I mean, our country won't
That's the kind of
survive.
culture we need in this country, isn't it? Right?
Hemmy, how are we going to survive the deadliest plague known to man if we don't have these doctors and engineers over?
Especially when these doctors, we can't trust the doctors, they're raping fucking dogs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
Can
look,
we
I
trust
mean,
them?
if a few dogs have to die in the process, or like, you know, miscarriages have to happen, or patients get killed through medical malpractice, that's a small price to pay knowing that we'll all be safe. Except we won't all
It's
be
cheaper
safe.
though.
Somebody's
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
my stream. I told them, I said, look, the content's all going to be on Hemmy's thing, but if you want
Top
to...
Cat, get off his stream, mate. Come back.
Yeah, Tomcat, you don't need
Are
to...
you talking tonight? Are you?
You don't need to watch it. I mean, you're part of the panel.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying listening thus far, gents.
Yeah. How's Charlie? You had any DMs from him?
1,000,000%.
I'm gonna cut you off. There'll be no fucking lifting contest. I'll just be round your fucking house.
Wanking you off.
My mates are all in mutual agreement that Charlie is 100% on steroids.
Oh, I was gonna say, did you ask your mates?
I don't know with those shoulders though. Those shoulders don't look like a steroid shoulder.
Well, that's why I'm saying. I reckon he's a female to male tranny. Sorry, Toppy. I reckon he's a female to male tranny. It's not steroids. She's on testosterone.
Well, that's why my mate.
Yeah.
Well, that could have been a great comment from Nordic, but it was.
Well, testosterone and steroids are the same thing. So, well, I say same thing. They give testosterone to girls who. Speaking of which, you know, Elliot Rogers
You know you make a hormone, don't you, Hobbit?
don't pay her.
Yeah.
But so the thing is, you know, Elliot Rogers is people have been looking up his height now because we're very progressive here on. Are we progressive here on JDLE? I like to think we are. So I'm quite happy to say that, you know, he's
Well, we are
Elliot
the
Rogers.
Pike Fed Shields, aren't we?
Yeah, that's it. So, you know, Elliot Rogers, which is now a man, is a 5'1" man. Elliot Rogers
Did
is.
I cut out?
Yeah, you did when you were
Yes,
saying
you did, yeah, right
about your.
sentence.
Yeah.
I thought
How far-
Elliot
You
Rogers
said
was
what is it
the
about? You said
incel.
what it is about. Oh, sorry, Toppy. What are you saying, Toppy?
It's just back on the Elliot Rogers. I thought that was the incel that. shot.
Well, back when Elliot Rogers
Yeah,
was a girl, I think she probably got nonced a few times.
You're talking about Elliot Payne.
Yeah, he didn't.
Oh, what?
right.
Elliot
Sorry.
Rogers has changed his name?
I love this when Hobbit leads you up the garden path by getting a surname wrong.
Yeah.
It's not the first time I've got a name wrong, is it?
That person you're talking about, Hobbit, is not the person you think you're talking. Yet again.
Yeah. I think Elliot Rogers was the Kalergi plan gone wrong. He started killing people because he couldn't get.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you mean that's
the Bruce pill, wasn't
that's the Kalergi pan gone right?
Judged by his bone structure, Charlie should not be the size he is, which leads any fitness freak to believe that he would be on steroids. I'm not sure what, but you can see the water retention as well. He's got a lot of water retention in
the
his
hips.
muscles. Yeah.
You know, a moment on the lips is a lifetime on the hips.
Those wide childbearing hips, which.
Well, I think he's taking care of himself because them steroids, man, they're bad for the heart. Like heart disease is a #1 killer in steroid users.
He needs to start getting some worked up about something. He really does get worked up in them DM.
He cycles to negate that. He does
I
like.
might make it a New Year's resolution. I think just to leave Charlie and Colette and what have you just to fail on their own. Just concentrate on it.
I keep going, that's it. I'm not talking about like, yeah, but he's got nativist is living with a pedo. I'm going to have to talk about it. You know, I can't talk about it.
Yeah, that is true. There'll be something else next week.
Yeah, to be fair, a few days before the pedo situation, I said, can we please stop talking about PA? And Hemi literally said, when they stop fucking up, we'll stop talking about them.
Dissident thoughts in the chat. Supreme Gentleman Elliot Rogers. Yeah, that was the guy I was thinking of.
This
If anybody
5'1".
doesn't know who Elliot Rogers is, search Mumpky Jones. Elliot Rogers did a great.
To be fair, I've not seen any of the
miniseries on him.
films that he, formerly a she, was in, so...
Elliot Page.
I love
Elliot Page.
I love Heritage.
Page.
Well, why did she have to get... Well, I mean, if she's going to choose a different name, why didn't she make it like a really different name? Why wouldn't she get known as Jennifer Aniston or something? Like, you know, a name that doesn't sound anything like Elliot Rogers, so I don't get the two mixed up anymore.
She's literally got one name called the same as Elliot Rogers.
Well, that's one name too many, obviously, and it's been confusing and it's causing me distress.
One name's too many for Hobbit's tiny mind.
Hey, look, my brain is filled up with lorry driving, steam engines, tractors, and how to play music. I haven't got room for people's brains, Jason. People's names, sorry.
Look at that. Elliot Rogers' YouTube channel stayed up after he died, and it grew and grew. It's like he goes on a murderer's rampage, and they keep his YouTube channel up. But we say some
pussy, Elliot Roger or Brutus.
Who paid for more pussy?
Like, Page fucking Rogers died a fucking virgin, man.
Ah, the Supreme Gentleman to the end.
Does having sex with a black woman count as losing?
I think it counts as bestiality.
I mean, like, if you fucked a dog, would it count as losing?
Well, in the Arab countries of which Brutus would have been familiar with, they say that your first wife is the go.
They all do Top Cat. They all get fucking mental female fans. Like, I was looking into it. It's natural registered mental disorder that these people like.
Charles Bronson always got letters, didn't he?
You know the cure for it. You know the cure for it. Let the husband out on parole and make sure he stays at her house. That's how you do it. That's the cure for it.
Yeah.
Okay, you've married Sutcliffe. You get a wedding night with him, and he gets taken. He gets given a go with. If you survive the wedding night, you can stay married to him.
The good
But
news
then again, he never killed Sonia though, did he?
what, Sonia from
It's
EastEnders?
called Christopher.
Bianca!
Peter! You had your lobby again, Peter!
I hated that show.
Yeah.
I'm so glad it's over
Sutcliffe
now.
When he was in EastEnders.
Well, to be fair, that would have been more interesting. It's just like, oh, imagine if there was like a serial killer on the set of EastEnders who just like kept offing like the cast.
Who do you think Bruce looks up to more? Do you reckon it's like Ted? Do you reckon he's a big fan of Ted?
What, Ted Kaczynski?
Like Ted Bundy? You know the kind you know Ted Bundy and stuff.
Yeah,
Fucking winding me up.
I know Ted Bundy. I just you cut out when you were saying Ted something.
Oh, right. Yeah, my favourite Ted Bundy quote is on your first murder, you've got it all laid out and ready, and by the time it's the 11th, you're wondering where the wrench is.
Imagine a murder so mundane, it's just like, where's my murdering wrench? Oh, I swear I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached.
Right, I've got the woman. Ah, fuck, I've got nothing to murder. Where's my tire iron?
Oh, typical, eh?
Oh, I'm not going to strangle her with my bare hands. That could be misconstrued as sexual. Ugh.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
not
a perv.
my that's not my thing.
No, I'm not some sort of
Arguing
sex
dead.
pervert. I just want to kill the bitch.
Dear. Then there's your mate. What's his name?
Elon
What's
Musk.
his name? Who's your
Damien.
favourite serial killer, Hobbit? When you said I can't do no more. I don't.
Oh, Mr.
Damien
Nielsen.
Demento in the
Yeah.
chat said, well done for the stream, Phil. Probably ruined the PA lot. Blue Monday was embarrassing. I remember when Damien
what happened?
first came
I haven't
into
seen
our
the-
chat.
I haven't seen
When
the
Damien
Super
first
stream.
came over to us, he was very like pro PA still, and like it's interesting to watch how he's changed. Like a lot of people in the chat, like I've seen them come across, and it's really interesting to see. Because I said on
Damien came into our Telegram and he proper aggro.
well, I said on Ralph's stream, like PA's crashing and burning, and all of their members are flocking to the 37 like no man's business.
There was a bloke on it who was trying to tell me that Jesus wasn't the Son of God, and I tried to ban him but couldn't. It was on Telegram this morning.
We all make mistakes, Damien. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You're in the right place now.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, all we are is like all I'd like anybody that kind of believes PAs, and then let's flock here and then see what we've got and then see what we can sort out as a result of it.
Yeah. See what we
Let
can put
some
together
talent
after this,
finally
yeah.
shine through out of all the national.
Excuse me.
At the end of the day, Mark Collector's into anime, drawing anime. That's all you need.
Nonce cartoons.
Yeah, nonce cartoons.
Love my nonce cartoons. Just talking about
That's the
Akira.
link to the nonce cartoons. I put that in yesterday, didn't
Yeah, he's into nonce Catboy cartoons, and it's a child who's a man child.
I?
Everyone
Was it
in
Marky
here-
C 1980, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
gay.
I haven't seen any of the
Catboys.
I haven't seen any of the Catboy cartoons, but I did watch Gills and Panzer. Does that count?
Yeah.
I'll go through them.
Gaff Hobbit.
Yep. This is the hill I'm willing to die on. The only thing that gives me
Was
joy.
it before or after we were talking about Pete Burns? Oh, I found it.
Oh God, not
Yeah, just
that
realised we were
hideous
talking about
freak.
Pete Burns yesterday.
Yeah, I knew Pete Burns. Because, I mean, with a face like that, how can you forget it, Pete Burns?
We're fucked, aren't we? Like, this country's fucked, if we're gonna be honest. That's where I'm a bit
It's
fucked,
done,
mate.
mate.
Oh yeah.
Why do you think I pray to
100%.
God every night?
Yeah.
Because Judgment Day is coming, and as I told Nordic, I was like, I'm not looking forward to my day of judgment, but I know that some bastards, they're going to get some
Look
justice.
at that. That's one of Marky C's favourites. That is that like. What's the thing that looks like Zelda but it's female and a vampire?
It's some gay shit. It's some cartoon or something.
Well, but actually, she's not a girl because she's 6,000 years old, so it's not paedophilia.
Look
actually.
at that base. It's a siege mask base.
Mark Collette literally watches anime while he's eating shreddies, I bet you, in the morning. I bet he has shreddies. Just imagine him watching his, what is it, Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, I
or
reckon he has
whatever.
Coco shredders.
It's
You
gonna be
reckon?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
You reckon?
streams.
So before I do my stream, can you make us some shreddies, Mum? I mean, wife. And she makes him his.
Speaking of
You know how he's not
shreddies,
with Swazi Tits anymore. Do you reckon Swazi Tits left him because he wasn't man enough?
Hope Not Hate said she did dump him.
well, they couldn't see it. They couldn't see eye to eye, so there was that. But no, I want to talk about shreddies. Shreddies, they used to be.
They weren't on the same. They weren't on the same level, were they?
No, that's why they couldn't see eye to eye.
Shreddies or Cocoa Pops? What does he eat?
I'd rather.
Oh, Coco Pops. He's definitely.
No, he's a sugar
He
puff
was
nonce.
both together because he likes chocolate.
Cinnamon Grahams.
Yeah. But
He
he
eats
lets
both
it-
Nah,
nonsense.
he's a bran flake faggot.
Shreddies used to be better, you
brown
know.
flakes.
Yeah, I reckon he has trouble pooing. Do you reckon he has trouble pooing? That's why he has to eat.
Wait, if you're drinking all that Red Bull, mate, you have the squits 24/7, man.
Well, that's why he has watered down Red Bull.
Yeah, I found it in the Home article by Sarah Archibald. Mark Collett is a man with a history. Much, but not all of it is covered here. Obviously, we don't mention Batman outfits, the infamous kidnapping, etc. As that would be unfair. I haven't been able to find out the origin of Batman outfit story. It sounds hilarious.
Batman? This one of my fucking weeb.
No,
Collett has reinvented himself recently as a serious fascist. He still makes us laugh, no end. He's even brought out a book to accompany his regular. No one likes Collett's voice, but like Collett loves Collett. No one likes Collett's voice like Collett loves Collett's voice. It's a voice that even a mother would struggle to love.
Bro. True that.
On the principle that some journalists have been
who
saying
worked
this, I'm not laughing.
My colleague who worked on the recent ITN expose of National Action and their friends told us how Collett came dressed for the rumble but did not actually rumble, he just stood and watched. Like John Walker. I don't know who John
Hey,
Walker
so,
is.
Emmy,
In
is
fact,
it-
one of the reasons so few people attended the Nazi training because Collett was there.
Hemmy, just out of curiosity, serious question, right? You know when the Harvey Law passes and we're no longer allowed to make fun of flids on the internet? Well, we can't make fun of Mark Collett anymore either.
No.
That'll be discriminatory. And Harvey will sit on you if you make fun of him and say, hello, you cunt.
I'd support Harvey if he formed a nationalist party.
Oh, Phil, what happened on Zubida's stream then? Because I didn't see it. So what happened then?
I can't remember now. It's all it's essentially Blue Monday came on, spurging about cultural critique and why it's so wide and everything, and I just essentially brought up the fact that there was a nonce living with nativist concern. And nativist concern came on. Well, actually, Blue Monday was like, well, actually, he didn't live with a nonce. That's a myth. Blah 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 blah. Then nativist came on and said, yeah, I did live with a nonce. Yeah, I only found out he was a nonce because of the Vice article, and then he later admitted that he still lives with the nonce. So okay then, so everything I said was right then. So where's Blue Monday gone? Where's he gone? Oh, he's fucked off now, conveniently.
Where's he gone? Isn't that weird? It's almost the fucking lies that come out of the people from PA though. They just fucking they piss on you and tell you it's fucking raining, don't they?
Well, fucking Blue Monday's like turned round to Phil and he's gone, well, he was never actually a part of PA. He was only in the inquiry process. It's like, there is no inquiry process, you dumb motherfucker.
There's no membership.
You're talking like this is some fucking upper echelon fucking organisation. You're a bunch of fucking spurgs on the internet, man. There is no inquiries process. You fucking drop a banner, put your details into the website, and there you go.
Well, the thing is Collett deliberately created it at a membership because he thought it would head off shit like this. But not having a membership means that everybody that associates themselves with it is a fucking member by association. The dickhead.
Nativist also admitted that he doesn't know if PA has been infiltrated or not. He said it probably is infiltrated by feds and Jews and everything. So, well, that's
I remember him saying that.
Fucking hell, mate,
probably.
The leaders are fucking
no, he didn't say probably. He didn't say probably. He said it is.
The leader is a
He said it
non-kid
is
who eats
infiltrated at all levels. As Nativist said, yes, PA is infiltrated.
Frithwolf in chat said no. Actually, it's Go-Go Pops. Well, Frithwolf's probably been through his Frithwolf's been through his bins and he knows it's Go-Go Pops.
They refuse to appeal to the best of us. They refuse to screen anybody that joins. They're all about saying how many members they've got when they want to say how many members they've got, but it's only Mark and Laura are part of PA when something goes wrong, which is very often.
Yeah, they get the blame for everything. It's like, oh, we don't need a membership. It's like, okay, well when people who are deliberately who are your enemies,
as long as they can keep grifting that sweet entropy gravy train, it's all right, isn't it?
Well, isn't it gonna get wound up to our group soon? With the not giving a shit about links to fucking NA anymore.
Oh, look at what Wolf's dug up. The inquiry process is complete bollocks. Cornelius has known Jan for over 10 years.
Friffle
yeah, that
says
was-
I
that
had
was-
fish fingers for tea tonight.
That was another blatant lie, wasn't it?
And he shops
Yeah.
at Waitrose. I found the receipt. That's for.
Oh
So
yeah,
what?
Blue Monday says you're BTFO'd, mate, because you're not married. So you're in the box with Hemmy and Top Cat and Butch.
He isn't married though. Blue Monday isn't married. I thought he was younger than what he is. I thought he was like 17 years old. And then when I found out he's 28, I was like, fucking hell.
No way.
I thought you were.
If you want the lowdown on Blue Monday, go roll nose fucking Blue Monday. The end.
Jesus.
Blue Monday's probably the same. He probably fucking eats Cocoa Pops and wanks over fucking Yu-Gi-Oh as well.
Yeah, but Blue Monday won't get a job because he thinks that if you get a job, that getting a job is just for getting beer tokens, and then when you get beer tokens, sleep with women, and that's why Blue Monday will not get a job.
Because he's scared of women. Is that what he's admitting to, essentially?
I don't know what it is. It's like the degeneracy.
Oh no, what it is it's like, I am part of the autistic elite. I read culture of critique and I am an intellectual. Throw rocks at intellectuals. I'm with Mo on this one. I'm fucking sick of them. Me included.
That was bang on.
Slap my head.
Bang on.
Well, not bad. Just
Intellectuals are too lazy to masturbate their penis, so they masturbate their mind instead.
Intellectuals are the reason that fucking PA is grounded. Why it's run aground. That's why. Because they got too many intellectuals and not enough doers.
You miss it.
Are we going back to
the Emmet, or a qualifier, pseudo-intellectuals.
right.
Yeah.
Because they have no ability to apply to the real world what they think they know, and it's a top-down, pattern like many things in nationalism. Mark Collette, he claims to have read all these books by George Orwell, so on and so forth, and then he applies absolutely none of the teachings of the books. In fact, he actively works, he counteracts what's been taught in these books, and then he applies people that are going to do exactly the same. So you get all these people, such as nativist concern, who claim to be very high IQ. They never demonstrate a high IQ, but they claim to be a very high IQ. You get all these, these very big brain, good examples to follow, like Dangerfield and so forth. It just gets worse and worse and worse, and they will not listen ever.
When someone to me claims that they're high IQ, it's like someone claiming. Hello, can you? It's like when someone claims they're a woman. It's like I don't believe you just for the fact you've told me.
Yeah, put them in camps. Put the intellectuals in
Oh,
camps.
England, you sloppy little cunts.
At the end of the day, it's like Top Cat says, they don't apply anything, and they don't even understand what they're reading as well. They're just selectively. They've literally got the reading list off 4chan of reading list from 4chan, Paul, and that means that you're an intellectual now. It's like, no, motherfucker.
The old right reading list.
Yeah, old right reading list. Read that.
Oh, do you remember that Fed bait we had in Telegram? Who gave us a reading list, and it was just so fucking predictable. Read Siege and all that.
Read My Camp. Read blah blah blah. Boring. Fucking.
Yeah.
the thing is that they're not relatable to normal people, and like Blue Monday's doing this shit where he's like, if I keep reading, eventually I'll become some sort of fucking Hitler. Everyone wants to be Hitler, but not do the legwork that Hitler did. So if I just read, I can be Hitler. So Hitler did a lot more than reading. Like he did fighting wars. Like,
In fact, he was a failed artist as well.
yeah.
Mind you, him and Blue Monday share that at least, don't they? They're both failed artists. Like that thing, when he drums his guitar while he's talking to a beer, highbrow, don't he?
And also, Blue Monday, reading books would translate into pussy as well. If you're thinking you're going to keep reading books and then eventually some Aryan wife who's going to turn up and you can breed with it, that's not going to happen, man. You have to be like a functional human being, and you're not part of the elite. You're never going to be part of the elite. You're never going to be part of a revolutionary movement. I don't know what's going to happen to you. You're just going to live in Scotland. You know what I mean? At least.
Who keeps clicking their pen?
Go up Scotland.
They're never going to be part of the revolutionary movement if they keep clicking that pen.
Sorry, throw a rock at me. Right.
Blue Monday, tidy your bedroom.
Cocoa Pops is shit as well, Blue Monday. So how would you feel about that?
Chairman
Yeah.
Mao would have you strung up
Fucking
against the
coffee
wall
milk-
for
coffee milk's-
ruffling that Rizzler
Like
paper.
Frithwolf says, nativist is an expert in the field of Jewish power. Do you wonder sometimes whether, like, the fact a Jew was present during a thing happening actually means they have some sort of influence over that thing?
Yeah, they admitted that
Yeah.
on the stream. They admitted, Nativist admitted that he has no way of determining who is a Jew and who isn't a Jew. Like, he just doesn't fucking know. He said based on their facial features. It's like they don't all have a new nose. Like, I know that's like... But there are some Jews who do sort of blend in quite well.
I mean, if you ever went to Temple, you could point out his cousin Bernie. He looks nothing like a Jew.
Yeah.
And there's loads of
Maybe you
irony
can self-hide
to this.
behaviour.
It's like
So
they
bad.
live in the They live in the ethno house. There's one key component missing from the ethno house though. Women. There's no fucking women in the ethno house. Well, how the fuck can you be?
Well, we pray there's no women in the ethno house.
Probably locked up.
When you
Well,
look at
the women would be safe in the other house.
Well, yeah. Be safe with a.
Well, it's like-
So long as they're
When you
not
look at,
underage, these
safe.
women.
And nativists
When you look
concerned
at
it
Mike
could pull a
the
rotten
Five-
tooth out of a dead horse's mouth.
Well, think
Nick
about
probably
it,
is the
Hen.
woman. He's probably the bottom end of the bottom end of the house all buggered by a pedo and a this getting dark now. You know what I mean, don't you?
if you think about it, Henry, when you look at Mike the Kite, he doesn't look like a Jew at all. The only reason you know he's
What do you mean?
Jew
He's
is
a dead
'cause
ringer
he's
for Ron
admitted it.
Perlman.
Fat
Well,
Ron
like,
Perlman.
there's loads of them. You cannot fucking tell, and that's how they get away with doing the white nationalism thing, because you genuinely can't tell with some of them. They literally
So what?
interbreed.
Wasn't the head of the Aryan
Let's face
Brotherhood
it,
a
even
Jew?
Mark Collett doesn't know what a Jew looks like. So
No.
he knows. Look, you got Uncle David, you know, all that shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Uncle
the Aryan
David.
Brotherhood, wasn't their leader Jewish?
Who?
The head of the Aryan Brotherhood, wasn't he cousins with Anton
He's half
LaVey?
Jewish. He was half Jewish.
Oh, half a Jew. Unlike Anton
he
LaVey,
had,
who's
he had a
always
Star
Jewish.
David fucking tattoo as well. Still. Just to make it
It's almost,
extra.
as if, it's almost as if when they discover a Jew, they think, fucking hell, you don't look like the fucking medieval stereotype of the character. Fucking hell. I was
Why are they
expecting
wearing a
you to
little
speak-
yellow hat? Why are they wearing a little yellow funnel in there?
Where's your badge? Where's your Star of David tattoo? Where's your fucking bags of gold? I was expecting.
What do you mean you don't live in the
Which one are we
Stettel?
talking about? Are we talking Barry Mills or Tyler Bingham?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'd say it's Mills, isn't it? Because isn't Miller a Jewish name? Or can be a Jewish name?
Apparently in Poland,
Those are the
all the
two
flour
founders.
goes through Jews, and all the bakers have got to pay kosher tax, otherwise they can't be a baker. That's the market they've cornered in Poland.
But the thing is as well is that they talk about how they're National Socialists and that, but they don't operate as a National Socialist party. Like, they're not authoritarian. It's like weird as fuck. It's like if you're an call me old school, but I think like National Socialism should be authoritarian. Maybe some sort of.
I said this before, man. They're
You fucking
just they're
purist bar of the
aesthetics.
film.
It's just aesthetics. Oh look, Tosca looks cool. Choose that.
Do you remember their main critique of us is that we were purity spiralists? Does anybody remember that period of history?
All
Yeah,
it is that
What, you don't want gays.
they found a market and they're appealing to the niche. They're not going to tell anybody to start shaping up. Yeah, they might pay lip service to you should get fit, but they're not going to like hold their members to it. They're just like keep giving us the money and we don't really care what happens.
Blue Monday
Well, see,
compliment. Shit.
this has always been my problem with Woes was never like what done and stuff like that. My problem with Woes is he never fucking shapes up. That's my problem with Woes. You know,
No,
he
what
can
do you
have been degenerate. Okay, so shit happens. It's a fucking crappy society. The fact is that he has shown zero self improvement the whole time.
It's like simple woes. Go to the fucking gym, get a job, learn some social skills. This is how you fix your fucking terrible situation.
Told you his
It's a
fucking
reason.
room up. I mean,
I don't want to participate in the system by having a job, because
you
then
know,
I.
Soka's gone in the skip and all that fucking shit.
You still need a job though, but even if you're against the capitalist system, you still have to work.
I refuse
You still
to
need be
participate
productive.
in my own slavery by getting a job. That can it be right? So.
Oh right, yeah.
I'm
the
just-
system was definitely scared of autistic neats like Blue Monday in their bedrooms, fucking shitting themselves.
Just keep donating to my Patreon or my Entropy or whatever I use
It's
now.
Bingham. It's Bingham.
is it?
Tyler Davis Bingham, nicknamed TD, is a lieutenant in the Aryan Brotherhood prison gang, despite his partial Jewish background, even sporting a Star of David tattoo.
So you're telling me the Aryan Brotherhood's more inclusive than we are?
Yeah, it's one of the founding members. This is one of the founding members.
We're,
What, you're a nationalist? Purity spiraling you.
what do you mean you don't want Jews in your neo-Nazi regime? What are you, some sort of bigot?
You're a boomer, you want to
It's
close
like-
the borders? Fuck.
I don't get this thing about like aiming for 80% white. I mean, surely our job as the far right is to aim for 100% white and get 80.
Yeah.
No.
Because
No.
if you're going for 80, you're gonna get fucking 70 or 60. So you need to go for 100. So
That's
Well,
why
I
we're
guess
going
it's
for
like-
120% white.
They only aim for that to sort of. This is a shitty. They keep like debating Muslims and stuff. It's like if we keep debating Muslims, we can convert. It's like they're never going to be on your fucking side, Charlie. You fucking idiot. It's not in their interest. To
Debating,
be on.
man. It's trying to find common ground. Like, okay,
Jeez.
like Muslims team with us, but at the same time leave our countries. Like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Dude.
Dominus,
they're not gonna leave.
I think Dominus hit it on the head. And that's because they're a bunch of Jekyll grubbing pansy agents pandering to NS.
Yeah, they're not really NS. If they were national socialists, they'd be operating their party in an authoritarian regime. And you won't be debating Muslims, right? It's in their interest, their material interest, to support the state. And in fact, I was going to do a video on this, and I'll do it another day, where it proves that the majority of Muslims in this country see themselves as British, and they also think that the current system is very fair. They think it's more fair than what white people think. White people think I think it's like 50% of white people think it's fair. Whereas like Muslims, it's like 80% of like Pakistanis think the current system is fair.
Of course it would be. Well, of course they would. I mean, imagine moving to another continent, a country in another continent, and getting treated better than the people that made that country. I mean, of course you're going to
Yeah,
think
it's
it's a fair
fucking beautiful.
system.
They're not leaving. You can offer them 15 grand, and they're like, "Fuck you, I don't want your 15
Even
fucking grand."
whilst you rape the children in record numbers, you still get treated better. I mean, this is great.
Yeah.
Even
In fact, it even
even
gets covered over, and you do like sentences.
even the Pakistani working class are treated better than because I've been over this before. Like white working class males are objectively worse off. Like they're worst off. Like including like black working class people, Pakistani. Like we're the worst off. Like objectively. Well,
Oh,
less likely to
you
get-
also found out some interesting news that the girls catching up with us now. aren't
Oh
they?
yeah, they're catching up with us now. We're equal now. So if you're a white working class female, you're just as bad as a white working class male now. So we're equally fucked. So you know.
Yeah,
there's
white
that.
Welcome to the
working
party,
class
women.
males are the most discriminated against across all spectrums of the life
Yeah.
cycle.
Well, that's why I've moved
But they
up
just
in the
don't give a fuck.
social hierarchy by becoming a name.
Hey. Well, we're still running away with certain statistics such as homeless people and suicides and such. So
Champions.
But they've increased this year. Suicides have gone through the roof this year.
That's
I
the
was
real-
just thinking about that the other day with it being New Year's Eve.
Ah,
We're the most brave
Nordic.
people.
It's not suicide, it's COVID-related death. Because it is, if you think about it.
Well, I was going to say, Phil. You know, back to the Jews and
The choirs.
yesterday that fucking dude we found out about.
What are you on about?
The guy that owns the insurance company.
Oh yeah, just like a white Englishman who like fucking owns like fucking. Where he's got like I think it's like 200. He's responsible for like 250 billion pounds worth of stock. His company is in Bermuda, and yeah, no one ever talks about him. It's always like, oh, it's only Jews who are fucking us over. It's like, no, it isn't. Like, there's people higher up in the hierarchy, white English people, who literally don't give a fuck about England or white people, because...
I've pointed this out before. The owner of the Daily Mail and the Metro, you know, that big free newspaper, that's the same guy, Jonathan Hemsworth or something like that, off the top of my head, and he's British aristocracy, you know. He traces lineage back, you know, millennia. And if these people are in bed with the 4x2, so it's not as simple as.
Do you know what Boris Johnson
I mean,
and
it is then, but we've got a lot of traitors in our midst.
do you know what Boris Johnson and Tony Blair have in common? Both of them are very proud of their Jewish ancestry. So it's let's face it, it is facilitated by the English aristocracy, but they seem to be very good at getting their noses in other people's money.
Yeah, but the thing is, Hobbit, is they never took their power; they were given it.
They just don't give a fuck about...
Like the Jippos never took that copper piping, they were just given it.
Yeah,
the elites of our society don't give a fuck about race or ethnicity or any shit like that, or religion. They care about money, they care about making profits. They don't give It's true, when capitalists say, I don't give a fuck about race, they don't give a fuck about race. The only people who give a fuck about England, really, are the working class, maybe the middle class when they get fucked over by immigration. But generally speaking, the elites of our society don't give a fuck about England. They don't live in England, they'll be fucking gone when they're 50.
Phil,
Rootless
over the next 5
cosmopolitans.
to 10 years, we're going to really find out if the middle class give a fuck or not, because they're
But the thing is, they've got the ability to move.
Yeah, but the points-based system is about destroying the middle class. If the middle class haven't fucking realised that, wake the fuck up.
This is about creating a new feudal system. In the future, we're gonna have feudalism again. It's not gonna be medieval feudalism where it's about God and shit like that. It's gonna be feudalism based on worshipping George fucking Bezos and Soros. They're the top of the hierarchy, and we'll be kept at the bottom of the hierarchy. And they'll have loads of legislation in place to stop you even getting near their power, and it'll be all under the basis of doing moral shit, like saving the environment and dealing with racism and all this bullshit. But really, it's just about them securing their power.
Oh, in completely unrelated news, totally. Have you seen we're heading for when they're going to invent Tier 5? We've got Tier 4, now they're going to invent Tier 5.
Was that when Boris Johnson
see
around and fuck shit? Is that the next tier?
when Boris Johnson claims pre-knocked.
They'll just have police safety squads going around, and if there's an open window, they'll fire some tear gas into it.
If you're white, yeah. If you're white working class, they'll say, "Got him, he's a fucking racist, and he's got COVID."
Yeah.
Something. Probably.
The tear gas is for your safety. It's to
Well,
help you
there was
cough.
something, that was a joke, but aren't they, Matt, if your business gets a complaint about being racist, Google will put that complaint at the top of the list from now on, so they've already started that sort of thing.
But this is what they're going to do. Ben Shapiro led the way, didn't he? You know, all of his, well, you can't touch your business, can you? So basically, the business is going to enforce the fucking laws now instead of the government, aren't they? The government going to go, us doing too, it's Google. You know, we can't do nothing. They're a business. You can't touch a business. You can't touch a fucking business?
I wish your microphone was as good at picking up your voice as it is at picking up your double clicks, Hemmy. It's been pretty bad this evening. You keep cutting out for some reason.
Oh, did you know that? I'm not going too loud.
That could be it.
I'll turn the noise gate down a bit. I'll try that.
Did you know that Jeff Bezos is trying to buy Cyprus?
Wow.
What the fuck?
Yeah, okay, I'm just going to buy a country now.
But here's the thing, it's really clever. Like, I admire evil people in a weird way. But like, he's going to buy Cyprus.
You don't say.
And look,
So tell me about your pin-up of Stalin.
Stalin, yeah. Stalin's alright.
Your body pillow Stalin.
A quick comment about Cyprus. Would anybody like to take a guess whether illegal immigration situation will get better or not if Jeff Bezos takes until Cyprus.
Oh, it'll get better,
it'll
Toppy,
get- I
because
know,
they
it
won't
will.
be illegal anymore, and it won't be illegal to say they're illegal.
And then next time we go in a war, because like Cyprus strategically is where we put all our planes and like aircraft carriers and shit like that. So next time we have a war, Jeff Bezos will say, well, if you want to keep your fucking military base in Cyprus, because I own the fucking island, you better start giving me favourable fucking economic policies. It's really clever.
You could use the Amazon Basics aircraft carrier. Amazon Basics white phosphorus.
Like Ben Shapiro will be defending that as well. He'll be like,
Yeah, the free market has provided the best military defense for Israel in the last 20 years, but...
Amazon Basics anti-personnel landmines, really good at making Palestinian children limbless, because we care so much about Palestinian children here.
and that's how they'll fuck you. They'll say, listen, we'll deal with the immigration crisis if you buy our fucking tanks. And we'll go, okay then, fair play.
Do you think it'll actually get to the point where Jeff Bezos is like Amazon warehouse?
Yes.
That's why the drone deliveries.
Well, you can't do it.
If you have an Amazon Prime account, you're entitled. No, that's
Where
it.
does all this
You get an Amazon Prime airstrike delivery.
come from?
Well,
Because they're a
Because it's
corporation.
come from liberals,
Nobody's
isn't it?
held liable. That's the whole rule about corporation. No one man is liable. It's the corporation. So that's why it's limited liability.
Yeah. But where did all this? You know, you can't do laws against companies. Where did that come from? What's the origin of it?
well, it comes from actually comes from the Magna Carta and things like that.
I was going to say it probably came about during privateering, because if they say, well, you're a limited liability company, because it's like, yeah, you're engaged in piracy, but it's limited liability, you know, I'm part of Crown PLC, so therefore you're going to have to bring up your complaints with the board of directors. Where's the board of directors? I don't know, somewhere in Bermuda. Maybe that's where all the Bermuda tax havens started, because of piracy. You know what? I think I might be onto something with this. I don't think I'm just pulling this out of my arse. I genuinely think limited liability partnerships and companies came about due to piracy. Prove me wrong.
The Crimson Pearl Assurance. Remember that one at the start of The Meaning of Life?
Oh, on the Great Accountancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was clever, that was.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to listen to the rest of the show. Bed lads, you know how I feel about speaking to men whilst I'm in bed. So,
You don't want to be a quar.
signing off for the night.
Don't be a quar.
Secretly enjoyed it, but he has to go.
Remember, Toppy, I'm simulcast...
Ask his Toppy sleeps in the nuddy, do you reckon? Do you reckon he's
It's the best way to sleep.
sleeps in the nuddy?
I mean, who doesn't sleep in the nuddy buff?
I don't.
Ah, what's wrong with you?
I have a missus.
And? Oh, I see. You're creating a limited supply so that demand increases.
Yeah.
Ah, very clever,
it, yeah.
Mr. Market Economics. You see, I don't have that problem with me, and I just don't like the constriction, that clothes thing. So
Holy shit! Dominic Morgul just said had Tier 5 in South Africa in April. Booze and smokes were banned. People could only go out for exercise, essential shopping for 2 hours a day. Housebound, tough with dogs in 32 degrees. Me.
I'm sure no alcohol is really going to make like everyone be peaceful and placid, and no smokes either.
Yeah, no alcohol on New Year's Eve. That'll be fucking great, that one.
Yeah,
People
New
will
Year's Eve is
cooperate.
fucked, isn't it? What are the rules for New Year's Eve?
already.
Is it just like...
So they're basically saying, if you don't riot now, we know you'll never riot, and we can do whatever the fuck we like.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
it stops when we make it stop, and that's the problem, isn't
Are
it?
they going to reenact the king's prerogative? So it's just like, yeah, I'm coming to your house to rape your daughters. There's nothing you can do about it because COVID. You're in tier 6. You're in tier
Make sure she wears a
666.
mask.
Yeah.
Do you want to do some actual... so we've got the... stuff, I'm not fucking talking about that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Australia could deport hundreds of Brits. Spread a party.
What? Repeat that.
Hundreds of backpackers risk being stripped of their visas and deported from Australia after a party was thrown on the beach yesterday. Shocking footage from Sydney News shows around 300 people, many believed to be British travellers, chanting next to Bronte Beach, wearing Santa hats and what appear to be England football shirts. Based.
Hey.
Oh, I see. Bloody
Go on,
hypocrites.
Isaac, my son.
So, what? You don't want our criminals anymore? The criminals which built your country. Suddenly you're going to pretend you're a proper functioning society, which has rules and laws. Fuck you, Australia. Go. You know what? We need. They think they can. They're like immune to like getting invaded by us because they're on the other side of the world. We need to go over there and sort those Australians out.
Yeah. Well, we did send an advance party of mine. He just getting drunk.
Yeah.
Gym that refused to close in second lockdown still open after under tier 4.
Okay.
A gym that was taken to court for failing to shut during the November lockdown is still open, and despite being under tier 4 rules. Yesterday, up to 60 people were seen heading in and out of Spartan's gym. So that's big up to Spartan's gym. Well done, lads. Well done.
Good.
Keep doing it.
And I hope more follow suit. Open up our fucking pubs and churches.
Yeah, it's a family-run business. That's why it has to be closed down.
Basically, non-essential businesses. Are you not Tesco or Amazon? Well, you're not essential then.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Oh no, baby. Got one for Flossie. I've just found it down the side. Baby rabbit dumped in freezing present. Oh.
Well, I'm glad you cut out then because I didn't want to hear that headline.
No, he's still alive.
Great. I'm so glad when these animals get abused by being put in microwaves, they're still alive afterwards. It sure is good that they're.
He got put in a freezing cold field.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Hemmy.
What else we got? So basically that back to that gym story. They told the court decorators that were coming in now. Well done, Spartan's gym. Well done. Pierre Cardano's kicked the bucket.
Who's he?
Famous designer. Yeah.
What did he design?
Clothes.
Oh, okay.
Come on, but he's a froggy. You should know who he is.
So he's not worked for Primark then?
Yeah. Frankie Boyle calls out Ricky Gervais over his lazy jokes. People.
What, as opposed to his lazy jokes about the Queen's cunt being so haunted that it's officially a listed building?
Yeah, or his lazy jokes about
Jay
Harvey.
Goody's cervical cancer.
Which we really dislike, don't we? We don't like jokes about Harvey.
No, we don't.
No, he's our favourite
future
spacker.
leader.
Shut up,
yeah.
Shut up, you cunt. I think Harvey just say to Frankie Boyle, shut up, you cunt. You're not as funny as you used to be.
God, they really. I mean, there's something about joining the Guardian where they just be like, right, you don't need your testicles anymore. We'll be having those.
Yeah.
Why is it that all of the men which join the Guardian end up being catty, vindictive women?
Oh no,
because
exactly.
they're all part of the fucking new clergy, aren't they? The new fucking liberal clergy, like medieval period. You know, they're like the fucking.
They are the priest class. They're the ones that are pontificating about morals.
They're like the modern Inquisition, aren't they? You know, anybody steps out of line and they get fucking jumped on, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh well, cheer up. It could be worse. You could be a darkie.
Speaking of darkies, Naga Munchetti was very depressed by Donald Trump racism round beat. What's the racism round with Donald Trump? I don't fucking care.
It doesn't matter.
No, I don't. Fucker. He said something about black people should go home. Oh, so the 74-year-old commander-in-chief tweeted these Democrat rivals Ilhan Omar, Alexandra Ocasio-Keyboard, Rashida Tlaib, and should go back to the countries from which they came when they condemned his immigration policies based.
Nice.
Bit late for that kind of talk, mate.
Yeah. You had complete control of the fucking country and did fuck all. So, you know.
Oh no, Jessie J has been hospitalised after going completely deaf on Steve.
God.
Oh.
She's already fucking tone deaf, so I don't see the difference.
Oh no.
Parents sexually abused their daughter for them, watched as neighbours killed her. Are they going to be welcomed
What the
into
fuck?
PA at some point then, are they?
Probably already MPA.
Yeah.
Probably the trod-based trod family.
Dirty fucking snake.
Okay.
So mother and father sexually assaulted their 4-year-old daughter after being told to by neighbours who then killed the police said. This is a weird story.
What do you mean told by their neighbours?
Oh, I'm going to read now because this is fucking intriguing me. Mary Mast, 29, and her husband James, 28, were charged over the death of their daughter Jessica Mast in Lincoln, Missouri. What's Lincoln?
Hello?
Are we still
Donnie,
here?
Oh, Henry.
Donnie?
Henry, you cut
Donnie,
out one.
mate.
You cut
Donnie,
out
mate, you
there.
there?
You cut out.
Lincoln, Missouri. What's Lincoln, Missouri like?
It's a shithole.
Okay.
Oh, right, yeah. So, accused
What
of
race
following
are they?
orders from neighbours Ethan Mast, who police say is not related to them, and his girlfriend Courtney Yu, to beat and abuse Jessica for a fortnight until she died after their neighbours claimed the girl had been possessed by a demon. Oh, here we go.
Hello, mate.
Hey,
Get
get
it,
it.
mate!
Speaking
What's
of demons,
up,
Yeah.
mate? Hey,
Speaking of...
How you doing, mate?
no, I'm
Yeah,
feeling
Gazza,
great.
mate.
Had a shower, had a shave, feeling smooth.
What tier are you in? Have you seen Boris has made a new tier up? So if you're in tier 4, you're going to go in tier 5.
I think Manchester's in like tier 3. I don't give a shit. I mean, it's not like police are roaming the streets ready to take you inside, is it?
And just then, suddenly, bang, bang, bang on Casimir's door, and that's the last we ever heard from him.
Yeah.
Like even in London, it's like, yeah, you cannot go outside. Well, who's enforcing it? Who's enforcing that? No one. It's
Your
just
neighbours.
advice.
That
Yeah,
is the
right.
that is the ones who are enforcing it. It is the neighbours.
Yeah, those.
I mean, is this absolutely fucking depressing or what? 2 grandparents who have been shielded in March were finally able to cuddle their grandsons thanks to a pair of inflatable polar bear costumes. Barbara, 71, and Clive Wildorf, 73, said the moment they got to tearily hug their grandchildren after 9 months apart was the best 6 minutes of 2020. The children had been devastated when they were told they couldn't nip round for and instead would only be able to see the grandparents through a laptop screen on December the 25th.
So
But while Barbara was Christmas shopping online, she stumbled upon the inflatable polar bears and came up with the ingenious COVID. Is that just the fucking saddest thing you've ever heard in your life?
you know how like in prisons you got like basic and normal, and then there's like privileged class, where if like if you get good behaviour, you get more visits and things like that. So they've basically been on basic for months, and now suddenly it's like, okay, you've been well behaved, you jumped through the hoops, you've taken all the vaccines. Here's 6 minutes visitation. Oh, thank you so much.
Like a theory, so Mark can get a boner as well. That's what they're saying, aren't they?
But it's just like, it's fucking like what is wrong with people? Why don't they just go fuck shit?
Well, at Spartan's Bar, they are
follow
saying fuck off, aren't they? But unfortunately, there's not many like Spartan's Bar. By the way, where is Spartan's Bar and what's their opening
No,
times?
it's not a bar, it's a gym.
Sorry.
Gym.
Gym and bar.
Yeah.
I mean, if I say to them, my protein shake is a pint of, hooky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
Go on.
You know, I'll go on the rowing machine to have a couple of pints, and it'll be fun.
Oh, another wrestler's kicked the bucket. Someone called Brody Lee. Does anyone know Brody Lee?
Nah.
I stopped following wrestling after the 90s.
Grandmother of trans woman thanks Elliot Page for helping others come out. Oh,
Elliot Rogers, you mean?
Elliot Rogers, yeah. Get it right, Hemmy.
do you want to read? I'm not going to read this, but how to have a new Zoom party that's actually good. No, it's not going to be good, is it? It's a Zoom party.
Turn it off. Turn Zoom off.
Turn it off and
That's
get
what I'm
them.
calling it.
Yeah.
I spent Christmas with my family over Discord, mate. Discord party, mate.
How about this? Black Dad of 4 reveals 50 years of race. and said fears children. What the fuck is wrong with these people?
I love COVID, mate. Lets me just spend all day playing Stellaris at home.
Hey, you should play Stellaris with me sometime.
Oh, I've been playing with my friends recently. If you want to join the multiplayer with them.
Nah, that sounds like socialism. Not doing it.
What do you mean? There's like
Socialising.
Look, about 10 of us now. Like, I know we've got like 6 people playing Stellaris at the same time.
Yeah. Next, you'll be saying we have to share bins and that. You know, you can't go on holiday too often.
It's complete banter, mate. We just have space. Racist empires.
Oh yeah, and I suppose I'll need to read Mal's Little Red Book and all. Yeah, I know your game, mate.
Dickhead.
I don't like Mal much, mate. Read State and Revolution, mate, by Lenin, mate. That's a good book.
I'd say anything you want, Orbit, but you take the piss out of Mal and you cross the fucking line. You know what I mean?
You look into it, mate. Leninism. Mate.
Don't be scared of me. So anyway, this thing I'm trying to read. Black man from St Kitts and Nevis has provided a detailed account of the racism he has experienced since moving to the UK 50 years ago. He's put up with constant racism for 50 years. I mean, it must have been really bad for him to be here for 50 years.
What a glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
He just can't get enough of being called a coon. Lazy Sambo.
What has he done? Has he fucking written down, like, in a journal, every single bit?
No, come on, Cass. That's a bit unrealistic. Because if he can write...
I didn't know this.
What did he write?
Apparently he's just like absolutely racist. So bad that he's worried about his children, the future.
You shoppy little cunt.
James Brown, who lives... His fucking name's James Brown. Is that James Brown? Yeah. He lives in West Yorkshire. Also revealed that the discrimination he has experienced has left him fearing for the future of his children.
Yeah, we'll send them back St Kitts then. Then they won't experience
What fucking country does this twat live in? Because it ain't. What's the colour of the sky on his planet? 66-year-old moved to the UK as a teenager in 1968, joining his father, who was part of the Windrush generation and had immigrated in the wake of. In the wake of the British government sending 1 million people to Australia. So I don't think we were behind short of people, were we?
No, we weren't.
You know what I don't get, mate? Why is it that this racism, you know, it's been very heavily implied that this racism is English racism, like it's English people. But is it not a possibility that this just could be a Pakistani racism, right?
No, it's not.
The nation of England,
because
right?
back then James experienced racism almost every day. He was greeted with window signs on shops that read "No colour, no dogs." Now I've had a look and if you Google for pictures of no blacks, no dogs, no Irish signs, you find one, and it turns out that one was made up. This is absolute bullshit. No blacks, no dogs. If only we had those fucking signs back in the day.
Yeah, I actually just googled it here. No, I typed it in.
You'll find a picture of one sign and one sign only.
The first thing that comes up actually is an article about how there's no proof for it and how it never existed. It's quite interesting, mate. Yeah, I've definitely heard that before.
Yeah.
It's just a meme, bro.
No one would rent accommodations. Now that I can believe. But if you live in an all-white fucking area, why would you rent to a black person? Why do you want to be? Why would you be? I mean, imagine like back then it was like a highly socially cohesive society. So that means why would you be the person to fucking jimmy the door open to ruin your fucking local community? You wouldn't.
It's a bit too like insane of a statement. There's no blacks, no dogs, no Irish thing. It's like people didn't actually think that dogs, Irish and black people were on the same level back in the day.
I do. No, they preferred dogs.
Yeah, exactly. They're just simply not the same thing.
Yeah, no one's got a problem with dogs.
They're below dogs.
Yeah.
That's the assumption. I mean, in the 50s, even then, not...
Here's some more comments. So, if you're a black person living in this country, your chance of being subjected to racism on a scale of 1 to 10 is a 9, in my opinion. Says
In your
James.
opinion. Who gives a fuck about your opinion? Right.
Yeah.
The thing is that, like I said before, like blacks aren't the worst treated people in the country. They're fucking not by any metric. This is just made up by the liberal elite to sort of control white people. It's like, oh, don't blame me, blame the white people. They're the problem. The white racist Tommy Robinson. Gammon.
So James's father returned back to St Kitts and Nevis because of how he was being treated in the UK. James had of doing the same. I've invested a lot and contributed so much of my time and effort to build a life in this country. Extra doubt on that fucker. My thoughts are that the UK is the lesser of two evils. So he admits that the country he comes from is shit. Sometimes I just lie in bed and think about it. However, his experience of racism have left him feeling exhausted, nervous, and have seriously impacted on his mental health and well-being. To this day, I fear for my children. I would never want them said.
It could be the case that black people have higher rates of schizophrenia that's got fuck all to do with racism. It's a biological problem.
It's mental.
Could be that.
Well, I found it quite interesting. I think he's Clark Carlisle, used to be a Northampton Town manager. He did a documentary, and the weird thing about him is like quite successful, but I think he's been successful because he said that his dad always shielded him from racism and never even told him what racism was. And the dude has got like a zero chip on his shoulder. I think. Did you think the parents are like feeding this bullshit back into their kids and perpetuating racism, perpetuating the racist myth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's given top down. It's given by the elites of the society to sort of, because what it is when they give you a problem, they say black people, racism exists, slavery, blah 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 blah. Then black people say, well, what's the solution? And they say the solution is more capitalism, more liberalism, more immigration. That way we can solve the problem. And the black people go, oh yeah, great, yeah, this is great, we're solving the problem. And they say, also, you're making me more money. I mean, not making me money. It's just a coincidence,
right?
just a massive coincidence that this means I can weaken white unions and fuck over the white people who are gonna like revolt against me. You were not. They were only brought here as reserve labour. The black people were only brought to England as reserve labour to scare the working classes into working harder. So if you don't work hard enough, a black man will take your job. And they're like, oh no, please don't give the black man my job. They're like, well, you better fucking shut up then. You better fucking
Dominic Morgul says, lads, even the Irish, the Irish Nats, call BS on those signs. It's subverted feckers like Sinn Féin who still push that narrative. Yeah. That sign. I wish we had fucking. If we'd had signs like that, we wouldn't stay we're in now, would we?
No.
I'll put this one then. But at the same time, while my heart is in the UK has become my. Getting to the stage where I've had enough now. James was lonely and missed his mum when he first moved to the UK, but he forward to that fucking phrase does my fucking head in. Looking for a better. Don't we have the right to have a better life free from
No, that's racism. Why would you want a better life? That's white supremacy. What's wrong? What's wrong with you?
Well, all it means is getting more money. It's like he doesn't really give a fuck about racism. This fucker only moved to England so he could make more money. That's what.
Can I remind everybody? 50 fucking. It's been so bad. He's been here for 50 years. That's how bad it is for him.
He's suffering.
He's perpetuating racism because the people giving solutions are like, oh, you can get Gibbs, you can get fucking reparations and all this bollocks if you keep fucking milking it. He's like, oh, okay, yeah. Makes sense. If I was black, I'd be milking that shit. I'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm entitled to slavery reparations. Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Alright. Because you're living in
and they all parrot this sign of we built this country now, don't they? I bet you had Zubina's stream. Did you have any of that on Zubina's stream?
Yeah,
You've been
it's
on
always
a few streams with black.
Well, it's always oh, white people oppress me, blah 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 blah. And I always say, well, it wasn't all white people. Like, white working class people were oppressed a lot fucking longer than you fucking were. Like, we've been fucking. Like, you, Hemmy, did your ancestors receive any of the money from slavery? I'm assuming they fucking didn't. I'm fairly confident they got fucking none of that money.
You don't understand. It's trickle-down economics.
Yeah, it trickled down, yeah. It all trickled down, and the slave owners came back and said, right, we're going to redistribute the wealth because I'm a Marxist or whatever. That's what they did. They definitely didn't just pocket all the fucking money and then blame the working class for everything. They didn't do that. Because that's what they do. They fucking do that. They did all, those individuals did that shit, and then they blame us, like white people collectively, and then claim to be... Yeah, certain individuals, Echo, fucking Echo, Charlie, Bravo. You know what
I mean, isn't that fucking bigotry? All you white people are slavers, man. Fucking isn't.
It is, yeah. It's like, my ancestors weren't slave owners. The fuck?
Yeah.
Right.
What the fuck? What are you saying? All white people look the same. Is that what you're saying? Is that okay? Is
It's like, yeah, they're like, you all contributed from it. The fucking slave owners came back and they shared the wealth, and yeah, they definitely did that, didn't they? It's like, nah, they didn't, man. They didn't fucking do any of that bollocks, honestly. They didn't. Yeah, we didn't get any of that.
I think you might actually be being racist right now.
So I'm fairly confident that when you blame white people collectively, you're actually just like helping them out, because they, like I said, the liberals give them the solution of, oh, we need more liberalism and immigration, and it's always solutions that make them more money. Like the people at the top, it's always making them more money.
Yeah.
So yeah, they need to stop doing that. But they're not going to stop doing that. Yeah, they're not going to do that though.
That lead our society, whomever they may be.
So where are we? The new principal manager invited us into her office to introduce herself to the team she'd be working with, he says. She took the time to ask every white officer. When she came to me, all she asked, how did you get the job? I was the only African Caribbean black person.
I do love racism, really.
He also, you know, the same old perpetual fucking myth against white. He was forced to sell his Range Rover in 2016 after being stopped by the police on several occasions while driving it.
Forced by who?
Don't buy a drug dealer fucking wagon if you're black. They're obviously going to think you're a fucking drug dealer.
Drug dealer wagon.
At home in St Kitts and Nevis, I would drive around in a nice car and no one would stop. Well, so has he lived in St Kitts and Nevis, or has he lived in England for 50 years? I'm starting to get a bit confused now.
Yeah, how old is this guy? Is he 100 years old, 50 years in each? I don't think so.
Yeah. So anyway, the same old thing, you know, saying that they kept stopping him because they were suspicious of a black man driving that kind of car.
Who gives a fuck?
Another time he said he was targeted by police while dropping the kids off at school. Is that actually dropping the kids off, or is he euphemism?
Yeah, dropping a dude.
Fucking banter, mate.
I take my kids to school every single day as my own father wasn't.
Is that a euphemism as well?
That's horrible, mate. His father wasn't there.
Well, I think it's a euphemism for his dad fucking dropped a litter.
How could his dad propagate such a stereotype?
How about this one then?
James
On this particular day, I pulled into a bus stop and my kids jumped out. Went into. I'm sure he's talking about taking a fucking shit in the bus lane. Kids jumped out and went to school, but then an officer came over and told me I'd issue me with a ticket. As he was giving me the ticket, a white woman also pulled into the bus lane. I asked the officer if he was going to give her a ticket. Oh no, we've killed Phil.
Sorry.
We've killed Phil.
Get some water, Phil.
Dead. Yeah, mate, you're dying.
He's fucking dead, you cunt.
He's
fucking dead, you cunt.
Brutus, leave me alone, I'm sorry.
He was going after Phil the whole time.
Does someone have that picture of a swastika pie, by the way? From
Oh, the swastika pie. Oh, isn't it in here? Nativists.
We'll show those Jews by baking a swastika pie. Get a load of this, you fuckers.
Well, we all know why they had a penis.
We need the picture of it for
Oh God, Lewis Hamilton is one public figure who did a tremendous job in highlighting the plot of black. Jesus fucking Christ, this guy.
The plight of black people. How has he got a fucking plight? It's like, this multi-millionaire shows us why this system is rigged against him. Okay, got you.
So, in his professional life, James has become the first black man to set up a recruitment agency in the Bradford and Leeds area. He has also launched Bradford Against Apartheid movement. Wow, timely, isn't it?
He's really doing some work out
He's
there,
a fucking... The dude's a walking meme, isn't he? Oh, please pull me over all the time. I'll start a... Black people in Bradford Against the Apartheid. I'm sure the South African government of 20 years ago.
I think he's figured out the more he talks about racism, the more successful he gets. It's like, if I keep talking about racism, there people who just reward me with Gibbs, and like, I own a recruitment fucking agency. So what the fuck?
Oh, dear. How about this one then? This is the clincher. This is how much the white man. Now, James has shared his life stories and experiences of racism with Story Terrace, a biography writing service. I felt I needed to write experiences living in this country so my children will have a better understanding of their granddad's struggles and now their father. The book is simply for me and my family.
Why is he talking about it then, mate?
Do you know there's actually a racism section in the Metro?
Oh yeah.
Of course there is.
Have a look.
Oh God! How a racist restaurant incident inspired these two women to write "Loud Black Girl."
Great. I'm sure that's available at all good book retailers.
French Muslim attacked by gang for eating crisp. She's attacker called "Dirty Son of White People."
Attack for eating crisp sandwiches, did you say?
Christmas lunch.
All right.
Crisp sandwiches.
Crisp sandwiches are the last inherent stand of white
identity.
Oh, crisp butty and do you put bits of cheese with your crisp sandwich? I do.
That's why I roll like that, mate. You never bloody know.
Yeah, yeah, that would be funny. There's what? Oh, you eat your fucking crisp sandwiches. That's fucking white people food. What the fuck? Get them.
So anyway, these two gobby dindoishas. We'd moved from the private room. We conversation. Imagine what
breaking up,
screeching and hollering. After about half an hour, we were asked to keep them. Me and Hobbit were. Does that mean we're Hobbit? We're black women now.
I'm sorry, mate, but whatever you're trying to say, I can't make it out.
Yeah, you're dropping in and out there, Hemmy.
Oh fuck! Has it started again?
Yeah. So I don't know what to tell you, mate, but you know you need to sort out your
Turn both of those off. Hopefully it'll stop now.
He's being
right, there you go.
from the movement.
Whack that up. So anyway, yeah,
That's
two black
better.
women.
I can hear you now.
They said we'd moved from the private room we'd booked for the meal to the main restaurant to finish our conversation over drink. After about half an hour, we were asked to keep the noise down, but it was a Saturday. The restaurant was full of bubbly people enjoying themselves. We realised our presence was only welcome when it was contained within a separate room. So basically, me and you are black women now, Hobbit. When we got told to keep it down.
Yes, I do remember that, but it was Cappy.
Yeah.
It was Cappy as well. Wow.
Yeah, that was racism. No, we experienced racism then.
Attack.
I should have just stood up to him and it's like, is it because I is black? Hey, yo,
Oh, yeah.
hey, yo, ooh, ooh. Just stop like doing monkey grunts there.
Do you want to know how to navigate racist interaction with family members this Christmas?
Yeah, you go straight forward, and if anything gets in your way, belly barge them out of it. You just bounce them with your gut.
You say to your lefty sister or brother, you say to them, don't you just hate ooga booga black people?
Get to do a Chinese impression. No one can resist that, even if they claim they're not racist. They love doing it.
When they start saying, "Why are you so racist?" Say, "Look, I'm not racist. I just don't fucking like them." Okay, there's a difference. Simple as.
Just say I'm not racist enough. I read an article about when and he's been here for 50 years despite racism, which means we're not racist enough.
Yeah, so clearly we got to step up our racism game. If he stayed here for 50 years going, oh, it's terrible being oppressed. Oh, I really hate it. Oh,
it's only a recruitment agency.
I've only been able to put up with it for
regular,
50 fucking
horrible.
years.
So when should you speak out against racism? Speaking up and discussing or challenging racism within your family is never going to be an easy experience. Yeah, because people will tell you to shut the fuck up. That's why.
They'll say, shut the fuck up, stop being a pussy, it's Christmas, we're doing Chinese impressions. You fucking love it.
Yeah, we're doing Chinese impressions and we hate Stormzy. Fuck off.
Come on, do your click.
Has anyone ever had that experience where they've been called racist in a place?
Oh yeah, I've ruined Thanksgiving for calling somebody a Jew.
all right, nativist.
Shalom, nativist.
So we've established that, you know, if you say anything about black people, it's bad, and if you won't spend time with them or have sex with them, it's bad. But now, racial fetishization. Why it's racist to say you have a thing for black women?
You can't bloody win, can you? It's racist.
Unlock my phone.
It's racist
I
for.
haven't had a family member call me racist, Hemmy, but like, I'd say my best friend, who I consider to be basically like a brother to me, he called me racist because I was talking about PA and everything, and I was talking about 2066. And like trying to explain to him the situation because the geezer's got kids. So I was just trying to explain it to him, and he was like, "Get out of my house, you fucking racist!" And like, this
Get
is
out of my house. You went that far. What a faggot.
Yeah, and like, this is my best friend. Like, I used to have a picture of me and him at Christmas, like fucking having a drink, and I used to have it on my bookshelf, and I've moved it because I don't see the point in keeping it up anymore. Because like the geezer wishes I was fucking dead, man. You know what I mean? I've got one
it could
for
be
you,
worse.
Phil,
At least you're not a darkie.
Section. The Great Replacement Theory and the dangers of believing that white people are becoming a minority. We are.
Well, we already
the
are a
Great Replacement
minority.
Theory is a racist and murderous conspiracy theory. I believe it's us being murdered, not them.
Yeah,
Racist and murder.
How about this one, Phil? Your earlier argument has been BTFO'd because the black youth future prospects among the worst affected by COVID-19.
No, it isn't. Like, literally every fucking data from lefties, and I've gone from lefty sources, prove that the white working class are the worst fucking group in every fucking group. That's the reason why they don't talk about class. Because if you start talking about class, you start realising, hold on a minute, black people aren't the worst off, white working class people are literally the worst off by every metric. That's why they're fucking killing themselves.
Yeah, but this isn't it. That's not the shot. That's not what this article's about. I've just had a look at it. The report published by Clearview Research Limited found that young people who identify as Black Caribbean are more likely to have been furloughed due to COVID-19 compared to other ethnic groups and young people who are Black Caribbean or Asian Pakistani. So, and you know what would happen, wouldn't you? Blacks being forced to work even though white people are on furlough. That's the flip side of this story. If the opposite had happened, doesn't it?
Basically, when the journalists are looking for a headline, it's like, we need to find some sort of way where whites are bad and blacks are good. Blacks are working, whites aren't. Look at lazy whites making their black slaves do all the work. Blacks aren't working. Look at whites denying blacks out of the workplace.
Yeah.
I wonder how many white working class people have lost their fucking job or committed suicide during coronavirus. I wonder where that data is.
Well, they were committing suicide because they had guilt about being slavers, Phil. Obviously.
Yeah, being slave owners.
Yeah,
my granddad was a slave owner and gave me all the money from it. I'm so happy that I live in a
What, so you
mansion.
got all the 50, you
Incredible.
got, what, 50p, did you?
Yeah, I got the 50p from slavery. It's
Yeah.
Yana is Black Caribbean and is a 22-year-old working mum from London. In an interview for the study, she explained just how hard the pandemic has made her everyday life. COVID has made it harder to get employment and has closed down opportunities and made it very difficult to be a working mum. Especially as a lot of nurseries have closed down and because of social distancing, says yeah. It's just affecting Yana, nobody else. It's only her that can't get a
White
job.
people just walk into jobs. White working class people can just like walk into a factory and say, "Can I work here?" And they say, "Yeah, you can work here. Here's £1 million for being white. Enjoy the fruits of
Hello,
being
I'm white. I hate
here's
black
your helicopter
people.
and your mansion just for being white.
Here's your get out of jail free card.
You will
Oh,
never
shit.
experience depression or suicide ever again. You will live an amazing life."
I've just found in the middle of this article Spain to keep register of everyone who refuses COVID vaccine.
Oh yeah, you know that's just normal. Just got to keep an eye on those people because, you know, they're unvaccinated. They might be unhealthy. So it's just
horrible disease.
it's for their own safety, Hemmy. I mean, it's no conspiracy theory. What you thinking they're building up some sort of database to track political dissidents? I mean, she's fucking dead, Hemmy. How could you make it? You know, how could you be a crazy conspiracy theorist about this?
Who did Brutus kill? I want to know who's fucking dead. Brutus said she's fucking dead, Hemmy.
Of COVID-related incidents.
So who is fucking dead, Hemmy?
Of COVID-related stuff. Nothing to do with murder. It's COVID. So yeah.
Healthy schoolgirl killed by COVID after it ate her through in 3 days. Well, that doesn't sound like COVID to me.
It's COVID. If it says it's COVID, it's COVID. I mean, when you get mauled by a pack of bears and die, that's COVID-related.
What is this bollocks then? Healthy 18-year-old girl with no underlies that died of COVID after the virus ate her through indeed.
Of COVID-related incidents.
Who's dead, Brutus? Who is fucking dead? Who did you kill?
I wanna know. I wanna know. I wanna know who killed her.
What is wrong with you, cunt, Hemmy? She's fucking dead. I know she's dead, Brutus, but who's dead? I really think you need to go to the police and start confessing. It's confess about something, Brutus, because someone's definitely fucking dead, but it's not Lacey. So who is fucking dead?
Is there some information which would help with an investigation?
You know what's going to happen? Dissidents are going to start dying because they have information that will lead to the arrest and imprisonment of Brutus.
Oh god. Yeah, wasn't he seen with Hillary Clinton at some point?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's like who did Brutus kill and why? He's literally such a fucking drunken bum that you couldn't tell if it was like blonde bird, prostitute, Glasgow, choke, job done. And
it was probably hit and run.
Train back.
Drunk driving him,
We'll never know.
He definitely took the train up there because that's what he reacted, saying he was spotted by a train ticket.
So instead of inviting Brutus onto 4TM Words, we'll be doing a 4TM Words about Brutus.
Yeah. Dominant said, "You think it's fucking funny? Well, that's aged mighty well." Just another in the long list of fucking Brutus's comments that fucking don't age at all.
Ah, well. At least this year has been somewhat amusing with all the surreality.
Well, at least Brutus has still got his sense of humour intact, anyway.
Bit of banter here, mate.
You never satisfy me like a black American woman.
Ooga. Ook.
Holy shit! After barrage of slurs, racist beaten with a can of iced tea so hard it burst. And this is supposed to be good, is it? I'm gonna put some rape.
It'd be funny if he was beaten to death with a can of that Soylent stuff.
So I'm sharing the window now. I'm going to share the sound as well. Hold on a sec. I'll share the sound from this video.
Ooga. Ooga.
He called me the A-word and she...
I'm allowed to rape his son. He called me a nigger.
I'm not trying to disrespect you, brother.
I was justified putting a cap in his ass. He said something mean to me.
This racial slur is a very good example of like false. Like no person actually cares about being called a nigger. White people like being black people.
Oh shit, nigga.
That was a fucking shit shot. He didn't do him, did he? Ground and pound, man. To be fair, the dude is like a girl. He's still fucking moving. Okay.
It's just the.
Dude's obviously fucking smashed up. Right?
Oh, it's just the random sudden bursts of violence.
Very uncharacteristic for
melanated individual.
And this is this supposed to be a
weird.
I've got to admit, the dude hits like a fucking little girl if the guy's still fucking getting up and being smart ass. Oh, there's no comments on this one. I was looking forward to all the white people saying that they fucking deserved it. So I can imagine that's what the comments were.
Well, that's why they have to disable comments, because they realise people are having too much fun.
Yeah.
But even like mundane things have comments disabled these days. I mean, I was like listening to some 1992 era hardcore, and the comments were disabled.
Do you want to see an Aussie dude? Do you want to see an Aussie dude having a fight with a kangaroo?
Yeah, that's always fun. Ah, is it the kangaroo which was like about to kill his dog?
No, it punches him.
Nothing better than women screaming, you know. Like,
Yeah.
You just nothing more enjoyable than that.
What noise the kangaroos make?
Don't know.
You alright? You alright, pal? Oh dear, what else have we got in there?
Feeling a bit trepidatious there, mate.
I'm somewhat trepidatious. What happened to PPP and Gobinson? And they just like come back to being like massive faggots, I think.
I guess they've gone back to their coombe cabin.
Yeah.
Where they'll be watching some of their favourite videos of Jahan's.
Yeah. I think he's gone back to the Jahan's post.
Well, no, I think they'd just be watching like the highlights, like, oh, it's so funny, we're the only people who can watch this now. Yeah, we took it off of YouTube. Oh.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the weird section of the Mirror UK, see if there's anything interesting in it. Or do we want some Dear Deirdre?
Oh yeah, do Dear Deirdre, because we didn't get to slip it in on Sunday.
Let me do the weird section, because sometimes there's some funny bits.
We had to make room for Pink News.
Pink News.
Your premier source of far-right literature.
It's fucking good, man.
I'm just waiting for when, like, Mark Collett will do a regular column for them.
Woman left in tears after overhearing boyfriend's remark on doorbell camera. Well, this should be a good one.
Did you get to the furry bit yet, Hemmy?
What, Dear Deirdre?
Oh, the deviant of it.
Oh shit! He was heard saying, "You know what I want for Christmas? A new girlfriend."
Oof.
Oof. Oh.
Ouch.
Oh.
Yeah, as I was going to say, it doesn't seem like Dear Deirdre covers furry stuff. It's usually like, my husband dresses up in my clothes and he thinks I'm not watching.
Yeah. You should encourage him to have his penis chopped off ASAP. That'd be a thing, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, 20 years ago, it used to be like, you can get marriage counselling and it's yeah, just, oh no, but no, it's like, yeah, chop your dick off, hormone replacement therapy, and if you don't have sex
I think my favourite one was the one where the dude got his girlfriend's sister out pregnant after she cheated on him. I think that was pretty based. I had sex with colleague after husband neglected me. Now he tracks my every move. Oh well, isn't he just fucking irrational, eh?
It's almost as if you've given him no reason to trust you.
Yeah. Unbelievable. I fear my.
But
Shall I
Hemmy,
read the
why
story?
are you
Shall I read the story then?
why are you such an incel? Like, you know, championing this man. Obviously, if he was better in bed, she wouldn't have had needed to cheat on him or something.
How about this? Listen to this for the opening line, Hobbit. I was craving attention. It was wonderful to feel wanted, but now my husband tracks my every movement and reads all my phone messages.
Well, you said
wanted attention. You got the phone.
Yeah,
what
you've got
moaning
attention.
about?
You know, you can't have it both ways. It's like, oh, I love having the attention. Oh, I don't like this attention though.
Basically, he got fed up having sex with her.
Have you ever had a gay experience, Brutus? No. Nothing close. Oh, God, I mean,
You know what? You know, if someone says, "Have you ever had a gay experience?" Nothing close. I don't go.
Well, except for the
just
time
not sure.
when, except for the time when they came in the trap's butt but said no homo afterwards. But that doesn't count.
Forget about traps, mate.
Oh right, here we go. And now you get to it. She suffered postnatal depression, and she's blaming him for not wanting sex with her. Oh, fuck off. Fuck you, bitch.
I hope Dear DG says what you need is a good slapping.
What do you mean?
Oh, of course, Dear Gigi says, you are shouldering all the blame, but there are two of you in your marriage, and some of the responsibility lies with your husband. Cheating was wrong, but you were vulnerable. It's like, oh, fuck off, dude,
he was irresponsible for not chaining you to the fucking bed.
Yeah. For not putting you in a Brutus cage.
That's it. She'd have been happy if she was in a Brutus cage.
Yeah.
She'd have got all the attention she deserved then. All the attention she deserved, Cass.
I'm a 60-year-old widow, and my family put no thoughts into my presence at all. Welcome to 2020. Love woes. Oh, is this millennial woes?
Love woes?
Love woes. I left my girl, who I miss very much, to return to my family. Was it a mistake? What? He's gone to having sex with his family instead of a bird.
Okay.
What? Is this someone from PA?
Up every week.
Oh, speaking of which, they were talking about PA doing groups, like hobby groups, and I said, where's the nonce club, or is that Catford only? And there's this Twitter account called Catford News, which retweeted me saying, is it Catford only? I'm like, I wonder if anybody is going to click on that to look at context and then go, PA, I wonder what they're about.
Why does it say it's just the bot that
yeah, it's just it
noticed
noticed I said Catford, so it retweeted my tweet because it's like, well, you're talking about Catford.
Oh, based on this one, my 70-year-old neighbour. Is this about Iron Duke? My 70-year-old neighbour has been sending me naughty texts.
Just to let you know, lady, the British Army never raped anybody.
Holy shit! I think our neighbour's got the wrong idea when I offered him sympathy after he was widowed. I asked if I could do anything to help. I'm an 18-year-old girl and live at home with my mum. Our neighbour has lost his wife suddenly 2 weeks ago. Mum said it was tragic because it was her heart and it came out of the blue. Last weekend I saw him get into a car as I was going out. I stopped to say sorry I was here if he's lost. He should tell me or Mum if there's anything we can do. I was pleased to say I'd managed some. I was pleased I'd managed to say something, as I'm usually quite shy, but I was horrified and a bit creeped out a few days later when he started sending me naughty text messages in his 70s.
Yep.
Based. She must be one of those little yellow girls that I quite fancy.
They're kind of cute, them little Jap bros. I like them, yeah. Oh, they're quite good, you know. They keep your house tidy.
Daily reminder, how long? We have nobody from 37 has been invited on yet. Even though we're huge friends with him still, apparently.
Listen here, Nordic. Right, the British Army never raped anyone.
No, they're all up for it. So is there anything in food news we want to cover?
My ex-lover's baby looks just like me, but she insists he's her husband's. Dirty bastard. Is it me or just like women just fucking anything on the sly?
Pretty much. That's
Feminism, yeah.
Hey, Deirdre, my wife cheated right in front of me, my friend's missing. Based. My wife will not stop sexting other fellas. How can I confront her again?
Punch her in the head.
Slap her.
Knobhead.
Cage. Beating.
She has sent several men flirty, dirty messages. To be fair, that bird looks like Lawrence. Flirty, dirty messages and pictures throughout our relationship. Then I'd pretty much guess that you're not in a relationship. I think you're a what they call a placeholder. Is that what it is? Or is he the what's the winter thing? What do they call it? The winter thing.
Winter warmer.
Just have a boyfriend for the winter.
Winter warmer.
Bench warmer.
Oh,
bench warmer.
I was going to say winter warmer.
Yeah.
He should have knocked her out the first moment she started dirty texting someone
Fair
else.
weather fuck.
She'd have probably loved that. She'd have probably loved the fucking donkey punch.
And women
If he'd have just fucking donkey punched her during sex, she'd have fucking loved that. She'd have stopped it.
I have heard from women.
He goes, oh, by the way, donkey punch. Then you just go, stop texting other blokes.
Now make me a sandwich.
Keep the change, filthy.
Oh, I just been watching Home Alone 2 before the stream. Get on your knees and say you love me.
Oh shit! Should I tell my sister that her husband has been cheating with other men online?
Oh.
Oh
What?
no! My son and daughter-in-law told us they had sex in the loo. We were mortified. Jesus Christ!
Jesus.
Holy shit! My son and daughter-in-law came into the garden and she announced they'd just had sex in the downstairs loo.
Oh, right, okay, because I thought it said son and daughter, and I was like, oh, incest,
Wasn't there a guy who used to do a show about this, Hemmy? I forget his name.
Who's that?
I'm gonna say it again. Fuck Dangerfield. I don't give a fuck for the guy. I'm here for our fucking people, mate.
I mean, can you imagine that? Mum, I've just fucked me missus in your downstairs toilet. Who the fuck thinks that kid, have those kids got autism or something?
It seems we both have autism, don't
we?
I found one from Nativist. My friend claims he's straight, but we get drunk and have sex every time we go out.
That's a very peculiar and straight.
It's okay because they said no homo afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I feel no guilt for bedding my husband's boss in order to save his job. Ouch.
Oh.
Oh, they printed mine. My girlfriend finds sex uncomfortable because my penis is 7.5 inches long.
Understandable.
Hemmyule's a barbarian confirmed. He's not true civilized patrician like me.
Don't look at the eye.
When Leonardo da Vinci was doing the statue of David, you know what he based what on? Yeah. See, because he looked at it and said, "That's."
I want to be sex buddies with my sister-in-law because my wife's a bore in bed. For fuck's sake, these people, Jesus Christ. Fucking hell, my niece put on 4 stone in a year. I'm worried about her. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, my cousin's missus got really fat after her pregnancy. I mean, I think she's trying to compete with Maggie de Bleek to become the next health minister of Belgium.
Hey, Charlie Big Potatoes has sent a letter into Dear Deirdre. I have a great relationship with my girlfriend, apart from when it comes to sex. I can only last for a couple of minutes, and I don't know why.
And then I start thinking of Toppy, and I get up again.
I'm a famous online Nazi, and we love each other very much.
With really good shoulders that men are envious of.
Yeah.
How dare you? Every time I smell chips, I get a boner. Charlie Big Potatoes.
Hey, here's one for all the incels out here. The rich guy I'm dating is just my backup plan, but I still love my lazy ex. It's like all this fucking like, oh, you need a good job and a good physique. You know, literally, all you need is a personality.
Nah.
Oh, fucking hell. Mark Collins sent one in. Storegasm, my wife is uninterested and talks about doing the shopping while we're having sex.
Oh, joke's on you, I'm into that.
Joke's on you, that's my fetish.
Oh yeah, tell us about the dinner. We're gonna have second breakfast tomorrow. Yeah, all pigs in blankets with the cranberry sauce. I'm gonna coom.
Oh, use the coupon.
Pot noodles are only 99p.
Buy one, get one free.
Nutella on pork pie.
That's why Mum's going to Iceland.
Yeah, you bitch. That's why Mum's going to Iceland.
So I know one person's watching my Euro Truck stream rather than going to JDLE Direct, but
oh dear.
I'm sorry.
Knock off JDLE.
I'm sorry. I couldn't get that trailer in. I just could not do that. I'm just like, sorry, mate. I'm dropping off here. You can do what you like with it, but I'm not bringing it in. So yeah.
Oh, don't forget somebody we don't know who it is, British Nationalism Group on Telegram. T.me/British Nationalism Group. Some good advice in there.
The one I'm not invited to.
No, it's a channel. It's not a group.
Oh, okay.
The link's in chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who the bloke that runs it is, but he's a top lad.
I don't know how he does it, but he does.
Are we done now, lads?
Yeah, I'd say stick a fork in it, it's done.
Yeah. Night all.
Night. Alright. Got a couple of jobs done and all, so yeah, that was a good one. Thank you very much for watching my stream, the one person that is watching it. But that's it. Yeah.
You're still going, aren't you?
Well, I've just finished my job, so I'm going to stop the stream.
Yeah. I mean, what the fuck